check out my Adobe Express shadow effect, 100% in Adobe Express. Look at that. The letters come in, both layers live editable type, so you can animate them together with the same presets. And the shading on the bottom is done with a command minus a white to black gradient layer in the multiply blend mode, where the blacks win and the whites drop out. So see how I can adjust my my shadow there. So this is going to be a two-parter, because if I go to my next page, you can see this effect is even cooler when you add perspective to the shadow, like that. But the problem is Typecraft, the app or add-on inside Adobe Express, is not as good as Canva, so you can't do this. But there is an app called Photoshop, which is available online, that you can warp. So in order to accomplish the perspective effect, you have to warp the text, or convert the text to an image and warp the image. And you can also do that with this free app called Affinity. All right, you can warp and add a mask and do the gradient to transparent text effect. Can't really see on a checkerboard background. And then there's good old Photoshop that you can do it in. So same thing, transparent background, letters fade out. And that's going to be in part 2. So if you just want to do this in Adobe Express, just watch this one, because I'm going to go to Adobe Express and create a new 1920 by 1080 16 by 9 purple plus button and do the shadow effect. So we are going to edit the page, make the background black, add some type. We could do Anton here. Text comes in white, maybe because I've been using it, maybe because somehow it knows. And I'm going to change it to Anton. And I've also been using Impact, which is more common. It's installed on all these apps already. And let's see, change it to shadow, all caps. Drag out the corners a couple times. We don't want it too big, because it's going to only take up half the screen. All right, so make sure it's centered with that smart guide. And then I am going to add an effect and a glow of white and white, both color chips. And then I'm going to come to the custom pencil and drop this glow down, just so it's, I don't know, barely visible, just so it looks like it's glowing. There's a light causing the letters to brighten up. Okay. Next, I am going to duplicate my type. Duplicate, and then click or shift click on the original layer. Go to Edit, Position, Top Left. Okay. Grab the bottom layer and go to Position, flip V for vertical, and then I can shift down arrow. No, click on the bottom layer, shift down arrow, so I get that perfect down. That looks good. Look at those letters. All right, so the problem is that they're too bright, right? We want people to pay attention to the top layer. So I have to grab a photo media of a black to white linear gradient. Black to white linear gradient. Okay. And this first one works great. And I am going to reposition it for now. And I'm going to change the blend mode to opacity multiply, where the blacks win and the whites drop out. I'm going to come here and then bring my, all right, so the more you move the blacks over the letters, the more they disappear. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna drag down here till it snaps. And let's see, it's still a little bright for me, so I'm gonna do opacity and just drop down. Oop, I'm editing the top layer. I wanna edit the bottom type layer. Opacity, and then just drag it down. There we go. So those tops of the letters start to disappear. All right, we pretty much got it. So if you want to drag over everything and expand it a little, option drag, and then add your animations. So the top animation, I don't know, you could animate it in where it comes down. Get the bottom layer animated in so it drops, double click up, and then maybe switch over and do a looping effect where the text blinks. I don't know, right? So I'm going to do the bottom type now, looping, blink. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that panel, get rid of that panel, Command 0, and hit play. Whoa, look at that effect. I like it. All right, part 2 is going to be adding the warp for the perspective distortion on the bottom shadow. See you then.